I'm about to set up a Hue wireless light switch. Now, this is kind of in concept similar to the Hue tap. They don't make the tap anymore, but they more or less function the same. I say a main difference though is the tap didn't use any batteries, whereas this uses one of those coin CR2032 batteries. There is a light switch on the wall in the room where I'm putting this, and some might wonder, well, if you already have a light switch, why in the world do you need that thing? I'd say part of the reason is, unlike regular light bulbs, in addition to being on and off, the Hue light bulbs can change color, can change brightness, and so sometimes you want to be able to have a dedicated button in order to reset their state. Not just turn them on and off, but maybe you want to reset this back to white or turn it completely off or do something else. So that's why I got this, and it's been assigned to this room that I'm in now, and I'm about to put it up on a wall. So when you break everything apart, it really comes into three pieces. There's a remote itself, there's this other base in which the remote sits, and this other base, you can see there's a bit of a depression at the top, and there's also a magnet on it. And that way, whenever it's on a wall, the remote has this little extrusion on the back so that it can be locked in place. Oops. Put it on the right side up, then it's locked in place, and even if you're holding it vertically, as it will be when it's on a wall, it will not fall out. Now let's get this installed. Now it came with this mounting plate, and on the back of this mounting plate, it has two adhesive strips that I could have stripped away with the double-sided tape. So you could tape this on the wall. I didn't want to do it that way, so I just went ahead and found some screws because it didn't come with any, and I screwed it on the wall. So now that it's here, I should be able to just take the remote plate. Yep, there we go. And press it in place. Okay, and there we go. And then a remote goes on there. So now I have the master light switch, which I will probably still use if I'm leaving the room and just want to turn everything off. But then I have this remote with these other buttons. And by default, these buttons you can see their function. The top one turns it on or off. The next two will make the scenes brighter or lower. And then the last one you can assign to a specific scene or action that you want. So let's try it out and see it working. In the background, you can see there's already some lights that are on. So if I press the power button, they all turn off or they all turn on. And in this case, they reset back to white. If I want to make it dimmer, I can just hold the dim button down. And this won't translate through on the camera very well because these use pulse width for brightness adjustments. If you know what that is, that'll make sense. If not, don't worry about it. Just know that I might end up with some flashes that you don't actually see with the human eye. So I turn these down to their minimal brightness here. And then, of course, I can turn them back up. And right now, the only scene I have this set to is just to this white color with a slight bit of blue. Although that probably won't come through the camera because the camera is going to do some white balance adjustment. I am starting to see, you might see little lines that are coming through the camera. Once again, you don't see those with your naked eye. This is like partially the rolling shutter effect at play here. But this is convenient to have. I've only got it for this one room so far. I'm going to see how I like it, and I might get one more for my bedroom. We'll see.